All right, we are live. It is the True Vapor Show with my crazy bunch of cast in here with others to come. So I'm Scott with ST Vapes. Take it away, y'all.
I'm Daryl Shergan with Quest for Vape.
Daryl, oh, excuse me, Daniel.
I'm Daniel from DJLsb Vapes YouTube channel.
And I am Heavy Metal Vapor from Heavy Metal Vapor on YouTube.
How's it going, everybody?
Fantastic.
It's going. What's everybody vaping on?
Exactly. Start it off.
Yeah, since you asked, why don't you lead off with that, Andrew?
I'm running the Sigeli 150 with the production mod from the production RDA from Flawless. And in that, I've got some Peachtree Vapors Top Shelf Rapture, and that is some good stuff. Then I've got the 28.5 millimeter Alliance on the DNA 200, and I don't even know, I've put so much juice in there, I don't even know what's in there anymore. Then I've got the IPv4 with the Derringer, and that's running Flawless as juice. Game over.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm running the Sigeli 75 with the Dark Horse Mini on top, doing a little Charlie's Chop Dust, PB and Jesus. Get my hand in there. Also, I'm running the IPv3 Li with the new Star Tank Pro on there, and running, what the hell am I running in that one? A little Ghost Juice. A little strawberry Skittle mix right there.
Did you say strawberry Skittle?
Strawberry milk and Skittles, brother.
That interesting.
That sounds good. How about you, Daniel? What you got rocking today?
So I'm vaping the UL Crown with the RBA and the titanium coil with some mother's milk juice on the new upgraded firmware Smoke X Cube 2, of course at temperature control with titanium.
Nice. Very nice. I am rocking my IPv4S at about 70 watts. I'm trying out this new smoke tank, the TFV4. Thing is a beast. I've got the tri-coil in there, and I'm vaping on boosted, and then just when I get tired of that, I'm still playing around with the Goblin Mini. I like it, and I have boosted in there also. I'm kind of playing one against each other for flavor.
Is it easy to build on that one, Daryl?
The Goblin Mini? No.
Oh,
It's tight as hell. It's tricky to wick, but when you get the trick, when you get the knack, then yes. But you know, I mean, it's an RTA, so.
Gotcha.
You're asking for a good half an hour to an hour of tinkering when you have to open that thing up. But other than that, it's a nice vape, and I don't have to buy coils for it. So that's the trade-off.
Nice. Well, I got a little bit of a funny story right off the bat with this new damn tank I just got. I get it in last night. Of course, you know me. I'm not going to read directions on any damn thing because there shouldn't be directions to a fucking tank. You ought to just put the juice in and go. So I put the juice in. I was like, oh shit, I had to get up and do something. Go in the kitchen, come back about 5 minutes later, and I have got juice that has just scattered all down the side of my damn mod. I was like, son of a bitch, and there was nothing left in the tank. So I get to look and I'm like, well, I didn't follow directions. You got to turn the little freaking cap off like I've heard through 100 people already, but I did it my way and I paid the price on it. So I lost about 4 ml of juice on it.
Typical man, not listening to, not taking instructions.
Hell yeah.
What's that top thing that you were talking about? It's got a top fill, right? And you have to close off.
So let me lock my screen in here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but there's actually, it says on and off up here at the top, and you have to twist the top of this to the off setting after you screw the cap back on with the top fill. And if you don't put it in the off setting, leave it in the on, it leaves it wide open just for it to all come right back out.
All right. That's good to know.
But it's an awesome tank. I got the nickel coil in it, the 1.5, and which I'll be doing a review on this, but the Crown tank's got a little bit of a competitor here, so I've only been vaping on it just for a little while, but like I said, it's got a competitor coming up.
That's great. So no tank manufacturer can sit back on their laurels. They've got to keep at it and keep innovating because somebody else is coming up behind them with something else better.
That's right.
That's right.
Good.
I'm gonna have to just go buy one of these Crown tanks, man, because everybody's talking about them, and that's like the only tank I don't have. So
You got to do it. You got to do it, man.
that and the Zephyrs. I don't have a Zephyrs either.
I almost got one of those too, but dude, if you get the Crown tank first, you'll save a little money, and you ain't gonna want to mess with the other.
I feel like if they never invented another tank, the Crown would, did it for me. I don't need anything else, but I still like to play around with everything else that comes out on the market. But I'm satisfied with the Crown. I hope they never change it.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
My hope on the Crown is maybe better in smooth lines next time. A smoother tank, but everything else the same.
Now the only thing I did notice about this new Freemax Star is that I broke it completely down, cleaned it up, and some of the areas that were machined on it, I was kind of drying off with a cloth, and it was like very minute little burrs in there that, to the naked eye you'd never see it, but to a rag you can feel just a little bit of a catch. So you got to watch it if you're just sticking your finger in there and just, jacking it around. So
they skipped the polishing step. Does it make a difference, though? Are they surfaces that you would normally encounter, or are they kind of like on the inside and it doesn't matter?
It would only be if you're just doing a real good thorough cleaning on it. And now they're a little buttery. I'm putting it back together, but it's not as good as a Crown, though. I mean, Crown, shit, the machining to that, because I'm in that business and I know good machining, and that, man, yeah. Andrew, go get you one, damn it.
I have to.
You'll think we're being paid to talk about the Crown, which we're not, and then when you get one, you'll be like, I understand now, and you won't be able to shut up about it either.
I can already count a few or a lot of comments saying I was paid to do the review on the Crown.
And you know what? If you watch my review, you'd have to think, man, this son of a bitch got a nice check from them to do that right there. But I mean, it is. It's that good where you'll give it a badass review, and it's all good.
Yeah. Can't help it. We got to talk about good quality, and is it our fault that they made a damn good tank? Who else has anybody else have anything interesting just came in? Anything? Any projects they're working on? What do you got going on?
Man, that was my only thing, was me getting my new tank, but anybody else got something good? I know fucking Daniel got something.
You always.
I have one device I cannot show yet because it's still a prototype and they forbidden us to show it. But the newer one I have is the Smoke X2 upgraded to the latest firmware version, and for the first time I can say that I love a smoke product for the first time.
I know somebody that's got something that they're not happy with.
I was just thinking to bring that up, Scott. That's we mentioned that, sir. I got this in the
Nice.
home wrecker prototype, and it looks pretty as shit. It's beautiful. I love the way it looks. I like the way it feels, but you know what? The fucking batteries don't fit. So this is, it's a fucking brick until I send it. But I will say, in Home Tech's defense, I talked to the guy from VaporCube. I called him. I'm not an email guy. If I can get him not sending emails, that's how I would prefer to do it. So I gave him a phone call. He called me back after about 10 minutes, and we discussed a couple of things. And he said, mail it out to. He was going to send me a shipping label. But I was like, dude, there's no sense in putting a fucking shipping label through the mail and it taking a week to get to me. So I'll just pay the $6 to send it back to you, and I'll send you the shipping, the tracking information. He said, as soon as I get that tracking information, I'll send you the tracking information where I sent yours. So they're taking care of it. I won't be getting an orange box, sadly enough. I like the orange. That's one of my favorite colors, but it'll be a black box. But that's okay. I'm not racist. I don't care.
Is there some reason why they can't deliver on the same color?
Because it's a prototype version.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
They have no more prototypes in orange. They're all in black.
Gotcha. Zach, what's up, brother?
Hey,
Not
Zach.
much, not much. Just vaping on this Crown RBA. I built a coil, and this is Unicorn Blood by Bloodline.
Damn, you got you the big 100 mil rolling too.
Nice.
It's good stuff. It's a guy over on the Vaporium Facebook group. Real good stuff. What you guys been up to?
Man, just same old stuff, different day.
Living the dream, brother.
That's it.
About to start DIYing myself. I gotta DIY some juice. That's the next thing.
How's it
Zach.
working out so far?
So far, I haven't made. Nothing I've made has been sufferable.
Is that good?
No, it's been terrible.
Oh.
Absolutely horrible. I totally suck at it. It's not as easy. Well, if I just followed the recipes other people put out, I might actually get something.
Yeah, I was going to say recipes are very important for that stuff. You can't just, I like this one flavor. Let me put a little more in.
No, I thought I could just throw some VGs, some nicotine, and some kind of flavor, and boom, be done.
Pretty cut.
Don and Dirty are having a conversation about who's prettier. Apparently, Daryl, you are looking fine with that haircut.
Hold on, I didn't make the freaking line up.
Dirty.
Oh yeah, I'm turning Dirty on with. He said he was going to get a mohawk on his balls.
Look, a strong breeze gets Dirty horny. So.
You got that new DNA chip? You started on it yet?
Yeah, actually, the enclosure for this beautiful chip is coming tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got some dye, some RIT dye. I'm going to dye it first, and then I'm going to go to work on it.
Hold that up again, Zach.
I did a video on it. I explained all the contact points and the buttons and stuff.
Yeah, I just want to get another look. Cool deal. So the box is going to be similar to the Boxer mod, how you got it set up?
Yeah, it's from this place called, well, I'll tell you all about it when I do the video, but it's going to be similar in shape, but there's a lot of design improvements.
Battery configuration, which way you going with it?
I'm going 2 18650 so I can swap them out just instantly.
Nice.
Now, this has been the big topic on that. Is it going to be configured to where it's not truly going to be able to do 200?
Right.
Or,
On the 2S configurations, it's going to be limited at 133 watts. So, but I'm happy with that. I would exchange the 67 watts for the ability to swap the batteries out instantly. And 3 18650s it's just too much to try and rotate 3 18650s, keep 3 of them together. You buy a 4-pack and now you have this extra battery sitting around. It's just I'm too OCD to have an extra battery out of a 4-pack not paired with anything else. That it drives me nuts.
You need to buy four packs, so it equals 12. 3, 4. Okay. 4 times 3, 12. So.
I did think about that, and then I would have 3 rotations. But really, like,
or you can do what I did. I bought 4 batteries and was using 3 of them. So I just wrote mod only on one and just designated this as my mech mod battery.
this is what 3 batteries looks like. Okay, if you're gonna have 3 18650s, this is what it looks like. Look how huge this thing is.
Not necessarily, because this one right here is a 1590 G box, and this is a G box. They're same, you know. Well, get off of there. They're pretty much the same size. And this one holds 2 18650s. This one holds a 3-cell LiPo. But with a properly printed 3D battery sled, 3D printed battery sled, you could fit 3 into a B box, which is, you know, then you're talking, Sigelli 150 size. So it's not a huge difference.
From my pocket, it is.
Well, I mean, and I agree with you. You know, there's some people out there that will never get above that 133 watt mark. For those people, the ability to be able to, like you said, swap batteries on the fly, that's good. You know, I'm perfectly fine with it. I just happen to have LiPos in mine. But I also like the fact that the LiPo gives you the onboard charging.
No, but you get the onboard charging with the 2 18650s. You get balanced charging and balanced discharging, even with the 18650s. But one of the things is, I would have accepted a DNA 60. You know what I'm saying? I would have accepted a DNA 80. I love the way DNAs work. There's nothing wrong with the way DNAs work. It's not that Yeeheed created a better operating chip. They didn't. They created a more functional chip. So, you know, now that DNA brings me 133 watts, is plenty of what I wanted out of DNA.
I have the same opinion, and I think Evolve should come before with a 60 or a 75 or an 80 board, an 80 watt board in the same dimensions they had before. But I also think if they released both versions the same in the same shape as before and the 200 in a different shape, I think the one with the same shape will supposedly sell better than the 200. So I think it's why they released only the 200.
But I'm happy with the 200. Like, if that was the option I was given right now, I would probably still take the 200. Because I'm thinking about some ridiculous temperature-controlled coils right now.
Yeah. Well, also, too, with the new DNA, you get the version to do updates on firmware where you couldn't in the past. So,
yeah, mine is already updated to the latest unreleased firmware, or unreleased, pre-release, whatever you want to call it.
So when do you think you're going to have that up and operational?
I have a mod here that I have to build first. So actually today, my wife is bringing the baby to the appointment, so I'm going to be here, and I was thinking I might film me throwing that one together. today. That way I could be free and clear as soon as the case gets here.
Cool. I'd probably be having to kick all projects to the side to get that thing up and going.
That's what I feel like doing, but I promised people to do certain projects, and I'm going to keep my word on what I said I would do. And hold off. Delayed gratification is fine with me. I can wait and sit on it and look at it. Plus, I got to dye it and then give it a clear coat. I'm dyeing it black, and I'm giving it a clear coat. So that's several days of steps just doing that.
Cool. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Daddy, you gonna take something else apart on the show?
Something go bad on you, Danny?
Sorry?
Did something go bad on you?
Yeah, already found a defect.
Awesome.
This fucking battery cover, it's annoying me.
You went from I love it, it's cool, it's disco lighting to it's strange birds.
Disco time.
It looked like a good-looking box until you messed with that door.
Yeah, totally.
Do like Andrew did yesterday. Just throw that son of a bitch at the wall.
That'll fix it.
Like I did with this.
Hell yeah.
That's all I say. It got damaged in shipping. I don't know what happened, man. You know how USPS is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude, sometimes I get packages and it looked like they had a soccer game with my package before they delivered it. And I could swear the guy's smirking.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, blow clouds now, dickhead.
Oh, I see you're into that vaping.
I have one here. I received some juices from A10 Vapes, and the box came like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Somebody vented some rage on that box. Wow.
Maybe the mailman, because he's on my house every day.
He went postal. He went postal.
Hell yeah. He probably had that freaking battery shot out his ass that you watched the other day. He's going to have to get your ass.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. The post office is a mystery to me. I ordered stuff from California right in the same area, and like one thing got there in 2 days, and the other thing I'm still waiting a week, and they both left at the same time. Two different places, but they're probably the next town over. I don't understand it.
Here happens the same to me, and sometimes I have packages that come along from distant places, or they are shipped before, and I receive them first, and then once a month I receive a bunch of mail I have stuck or waiting in the postal on the post office.
They kept it because they thought there were weapons in there.
Everything wrapped with a nice wire. So every package they store for me, they deliver once a month.
Mark, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? It's a little late. Just woke up.
Good morning.
Hello, Mark.
Morning.
Hey, Mark, I got a quick, funny one for you. So after we get off last night, I break the tank out, and you know me, I'm not going to read instructions. I fill the damn thing up, walk off, go in the kitchen for a few, come back, and all 4 mil of the juice I put in it had leaked all down the side of the freezer behind.
Got a little control knob on the top.
Hell yeah. But I've got it up and going, and it's a good tank.
Yeah, it's really good. Really impressive.
What is it y'all talking about?
The Star Pro tank.
Here, let me. Yeah, I just got that new one.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Those juice holes look high up. When you're getting on E on that tank, is there juice beneath the juice holes?
Yeah, it does go down in there further. I mean, it's a crazy tank how it's set up because it looks like it's nothing but just a big chunk of metal with a little piece of glass.
But it's got high capacity, right?
It's 4 mil. It's, you know, to me, for a tank that size, I mean, and it's about 3 foot tall. It's like a broomstick.
Yeah, this thing's huge.
Yeah. But I got it on. I got a nickel coil in it. That's on temp. It does pretty good. Now I found the sweet spot to be at about 500 degrees at 47 joules on this Li. So
Yeah, I've been using mine at like 550 at 500 degrees. But then again, I'm using that homewrecker box, so it might be a little bit different.
yeah.
Homewrecker box.
Wait, which box are you using?
The homewrecker.
It's funny. You didn't have any problems with that.
No.
No, not like Andrew.
No, mine's up there on the floor.
That's nice.
Andrew got a bad one.
It's getting worse.
Oh, is it?
No, the box is.
Oh, that was just the box you threw? Okay.
No, the mod is in the box. But the box is pretty well made, so...
He hopes. He hopes.
What you vaping on, Mr. Fagan?
The Star Pro tank with the homewrecker, and then that's pretty much it for this morning. And what I got in here, I got some Milkman by One Hit Wonder.
Nice.
See, I will have you know that that's the only effect from tossing it across the room. Twice. A little dented corner.
That's some rugged packaging that they use.
It is. It's very nice.
You were testing that out?
Yeah, I was testing the packaging quality.
That's
And
important.
you have found that packaging to be defect-free.
It is. I can state with certainty that the homewrecker box is packaged well.
Hey, in all fairness, the guy called you back 10 minutes after you messaged him. I think that's pretty cool. They're doing the right thing. They're going to replace it.
That's what I said last night. You know, the customer service is a win. So I can deal with that.
Hey, I forgot to ask last week. I know everybody's kind of getting on board with supporting the smoker. Mark, how's your deal going with that? I haven't heard any more. Or is it still kind of in the application process?
It's not going all that great. I've only had like 3 or 4 entries probably. It's not really going as good as I thought it was going to go. I think maybe because the whole video thing, people don't really want to do the whole video thing, I think.
Yes.
So, I mean, but that's fine with me. As long as I got at least 3, I'm fine.
That's great.
The less people I have to turn down, I guess.
And the same on giveaways. When I have someone winning a giveaway that I do, I normally say to the person take some photos or some video so I can include and give a shout out to the person who won my contest or my giveaway. And in 5 or 6 giveaways, I only had one person that sent me photos of him vaping. So
Yeah, people don't like video.
yeah.
Not everybody's as photogenic as you would be. People are shy. People are shy. That's why they don't.
Yeah, I think they said the statistic is there's 1% of people who create content, and then 9% of people who contribute to that content, and then 90% of people don't participate at all that are on the internet. They don't put themselves out there.
They just consume content. Yeah.
There's a crazy gene that we all have that drives us in front of a camera. Narcissism.
Yeah. People want to look at me.
I think it's more ego than it is.
Ego battery?
Yeah. Exactly. So I posted a link on Vaporium to the show, and somebody, Marty Love, says they're watching now, and they have a question. Are you guys getting any leaking from the RBA on the crown tank It says it leaks out the air holes when I top fill. Pretty sure I got plenty of cotton.
Yeah, I experienced the same exact thing. What happens is that when you top fill and you screw the cap back on, you create pressure whenever the last few turns of that cap actually push the juice into the through the coil and down in, and you can actually drain out the amount of juice that gets in there, and it won't leak any more than that. Hit it a few times. But if you want to avoid that, what I've been doing is just bottom filling it. I just tip it over and unscrew and fill it from the bottom and then screw it back on to avoid that. Or if you vape it dry, if you vape it fairly dry, when you screw it on, it'll just wet the coil. It won't leak dry.
I never had leaking problems with the RBA section and top filling it. I don't know if it is the way I pack the cotton, but sometimes I feel that my cotton is pretty much saturated and giving the first pulls a little bit of a spit back. But when I feel that, I just do some primer puffs. I don't know how to explain. Some exhaling puffs, just like that, to get rid of the excess liquid on the cotton, and then I vape. Never had leaking.
Daryl, you ought to chime in on that one. You pretty you did mess with that quite a bit.
You got to close the airflow off completely when you're filling it. I don't try and get the most in there. I don't try and push it up over like the surface of the juice. I don't fill it beyond like when it hits the bottom of the metal, if that makes sense. And then you know, you just got to wick it right. You got to have enough cotton. I leave my cotton longer than short. I don't have little stubby ones. So I push it down. I have a dental pick and I push it down into those slots, so like it's packing them full, and then I don't have a problem. I think if you're a little bit underwicked, then you leave room for it to flood. That's what I find.
Yeah, wicking is key on that thing, because when I first got it, mine leaked like crazy, and I learned it's very, very like dependent on the wick. If you use like too much, too little, or you wick it the wrong way, it's gonna leak on you. So it's like it's really sensitive. Put it that way.
By the way, I'm feeling it now.
I mean, if we all got used to, if you built K funds, you got used to just jamming that whole little chamber. That's not good enough for even the Goblin. You can't get away with that. It's the juice wicking slots or channels are too big. It allows, so you can't get away with just stuffing that chamber. You got to really jam it to like feed it down into the bottom and pack that. That's what I found.
Yeah, I'm building vertical coils, so my wicks don't, like, I don't have two ends of a wick that come down there. I have to wrap the coil around. My wicking method is a little different, and it's very difficult to make it not flood, unfortunately, for me.
Hey, Mark. By the way, I think last night you were asking about the chip on the DNA.
Yeah.
Zach's got one there, just the chip.
Yes, sir. Got the mod coming in. Mod should be in the mailbox tomorrow, and I'll be installing this bad boy.
Do you know if it's larger than the DNA 40 chip?
Oh, it's like twice the size of a DNA 40 chip. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
So no cramming it into a small vapor shark.
Well, one of the benefits is the buttons that are on board this are clicky buttons. They're not cheap little tiny buttons. They're actually pretty clicky. I'll show you.
Yeah, they are better.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to see on your video. They are much better quality.
Yeah, I put out a video just like a minute and a half just going over the chip, pointing out the terminals where you need to solder to and shit, explaining what they're for.
So what else is happening out there, guys?
This is interesting. On the chat, there's, I think it's a gal. Forgive me. There's a Dory Liquid wants to supply juice to smokers to support the sponsor a smoker. So that's really nice.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Dawn. And Dawn, how you doing? She's probably in Vaporium with Dirty right now.
Okay.
They're actually watching the show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I can help out with that. I've got some smokers that are challenged. I've been supplying them with some juice, but we can certainly get your juice in play and give you shout-outs for that. That's very generous. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually got an email from Fluent Vapers, and they're going to help support my sponsor smoker thing, and they're going to add some e-liquid to it, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Very
I've done my sponsor a smoker video at least 3 times now, and I haven't published a single one because every time I go to publish it, I get an email from somebody, or I talk to somebody just randomly throughout the day who says, yeah, I want to get started, but I don't know how, and I wind up giving away one of my kits. So I went from 4 kits down to 1, and it's like I'm not even going to put a video out now because it's better for me to give them out to people that are local, that I can keep that open line of communication with, that if they have any problems, they can say, hey, could you meet me at the vape shop? I need to know this or this or this. Or could you meet up with me and give me a hand, show me how to refill this tank again? Or what kind of coils do I need to buy? I can say, go up here to thus and such shop and tell them you need wicks for, an EVOD tank, and they'll know what you're talking about. You might not know what you're talking about, but they hear it all the time, every day, so they'll know.
Yeah, that's much better, doing it locally.
And, well, I feel like a dick because I told the woman that, that gave them to me, I said, I'll do a video and I'll give you shout outs. But she did give me some liquid, so I'm gonna have to do a juice review for them and give them major shout outs. Her name's Shelly Bowman, and it's wildvapers.com. Go there, and even if you just buy a battery charger or a little bottle of house juice, anything to support the people that support the sponsor smoker movement. Is definitely worth your money, Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to do it locally, but I don't know too many people locally, so that's why I kind of did it, over through YouTube, and I wasn't too fond of the whole email thing because I knew I'd have a bunch of people who were just looking to get free stuff, so that's why I did the whole video thing.
Yeah, I'm always helping locally, my friends, but almost all of them, they don't speak fluent English to do a video. So
you could translate. You could translate for us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a solution. Subtitles.
I was fixing to do some subtitles on there.
I tell you what, get them to post a video speaking whatever language it is they speak, and I'll translate it.
No, because then Danny won't be able to say, oh, he's saying that I am the greatest person he's ever known, and
oh no,
he loves me
add that in there.
unconditionally.
We'll add that in there along with some other expletives.
We'll throw some little captions up there on it.
It's tough to come across the right way with this thing also as being we want to help people and then yet we're publicizing it, so we don't want to seem exploitative, and so I think a lot of this sponsor a smoker is more on the quiet side, and yeah, you got to weed out the moochers, but then again, somebody mooching, they have a challenge going on in their life also. I really don't sweat it. I don't worry. I get taken, but don't worry about it, because I am helping people. So for every 8 people I help, maybe 2 people got over on me. I'm not going to worry about it. I still helped a bunch of people. My pizza guy is well on his way. He texted me yesterday. Him and his girlfriend haven't had a cigarette in more than 2 days, and then now he wants to start learning how to build his own RDAs. So he went in a couple of weeks from like 2-pack-a-day smoker to not smoking at all, and now he wants to drip. That's success in my book.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, and I'll bring this up on this show too, because we have some different voices than what we had last night, and I'm definitely trying to get this guy as much information and as many different types of input as I can get him. But I had a subscriber of mine send me an email saying that he smokes 3 packs a day. Well, used to. And he started vaping, and he went from 12. He was dripping and sub-ohm tanking 12 milligram juice, and it's barbecue in his throat. So he's he's cut back from 3 packs a day to 1 pack a day, and he just feels kind of discouraged because it's, he wants so bad to quit, but he's at that point where he's kind of stagnant. He's still at a pack a day, and he's still vaping.
Yeah.
But when stuff gets extra crazy around him, he goes for the cigarette. And I've said it 1,000 times. I carried a pack of cigarettes with me in my shirt pocket as a security blanket for a long time, and it was well, if shit gets over my head, I can always go back and have a cigarette, and it's not a problem. But my suggestion, and I want to get all of y'all's suggestions too. My suggestion to him was go back. You're at this point now where you have, you got good gear, you got, an IPv3 LI, and you've got the, the sub-ohm tank and stuff like this and the drippers. Maybe it's time to take a step back and go to something like a K-Fun or a Limo or, something where you can get that mouth-to-lung hit and go with the higher nicotine juice to get that instant gratification, because he's saying that 3 and 6 just they don't work quick enough, whereas a cigarette's almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have a friend.
Go ahead,
I have
I'm
a
sorry.
friend, a policeman. He used to smoke 3 packs a day, and the only way he got rid of tobacco or analog cigarettes, how I used to call them, was vaping in a K-Fun. 36 milligrams juice was the only way for that guy. Now he is vaping 6 milligrams.
All right, well, this is my side to it, and if the guy's watching, I was a smoker for almost 30 years, and like I said, I know the addiction, I know how it feels, I know how it is to get stressed out, want a cigarette or whatever. But walking into a vape shop, I started out on 24 in something like this right here. And if you can do this right here and not go back, I think this is something kind of cool to have on you for, like, if you want that higher nick hit. I don't know so much of the battery supporting it if you're going to get enough out of it, but man, that's kind of a hard one to answer too, because in this world, just like everything else, you got different types of smokers. You got people that are smoking lights. You got people smoking cowboy killers. It's all in what your needs are. And I'm down to 3, and 3's perfect. But I notice being on 3, I probably go through a lot more juice. But for me, I don't mind that. And it satisfies my craving, and I think actually I'm almost past the point, because I've been vaping for 2 years, that honestly if vaping went away, I would probably be able to survive and not even go to a pack of cigarettes. But that's just me.
I think you just have to experiment with a bunch of different like mods and atomizers and see what pretty much suits him. Like, try different styles. Don't necessarily boost up your nicotine, but just try different stuff and see what actually satisfies you the most. Maybe he needs something that, something stronger than like a pen style or something, or like you said, maybe a K-Fun or something like that for the mouth to lung hit.
Yeah.
He's got to experiment. That's that's the downside. That's when you first start vaping. That's where the sucky part begins. You spend all this money and all this gear to find out what you like. So.
Yeah.
That's why I usually take my friends into my house and I get them experimenting every single device I have and letting them choose what suits them.
Well, let me answer this too. That was a good point made. Now I know at least my shop have both setups. You know, you can do tests on the little pins, or they've got it set up on sub-ohm tanks, so it kind of lets you experience the best of both worlds on it. So, but it can get to be an expensive process going through if you don't get that, you know, offered to you. So.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily one somebody can sit through in one sitting, because there's a lot of stuff. You start sampling a lot of juices after about a half an hour, your brain just shuts down on that. You get vape tongue, you start getting, sore throat just because you're vaping too much and you're not used to it. So, plus there's the changes that happen in the body the first couple of days, weeks, months when you're getting off cigarettes. So, like, there's all kinds of things in motion, and it's hard to see what worked, what didn't, what would have worked if I stuck with that. It's challenging.
Yeah, because also too, I think some people have misconstrued this to think, hey, as soon as I start vaping, that automatically kills the cigarette thing. I don't want a cigarette now. But I mean, vaping it'll help you, but you got to have a little willpower in there too.
Yeah.
Vaping doesn't completely cure it, so.
Yeah, when I first quit, I went through so many different e-liquids and so many different mods and atomizer types to find out, what eventually got me satisfied. Because when I first started vaping, I wasn't completely satisfied, but I was still, kind of dual use. I was vaping and smoking, and then I came across one mod and atomizer that kind of like totally satisfied my craving, and then that was it.
What did you start off on, Mark, when you got into it?
The Joy 510 pen style, the black ones, they had the little blue light at the end.
Yep.
That's what I first started with, and then I just tried a bunch of different ones, and then I remember the mod that got me completely off cigarettes was the Silver Bullet with an 801 dripping atomizer. That was like that's what totally killed it for me.
How about you, Andrew? What was your? Let's just go down the road with it. I mean, that helps people too to kind of know what helped us start.
I still have it somewhere around here. I started on an Ego battery with a T3S tank. This is still my original T3S tank. I will never get rid of this because this right here is what ended. It broke my shackles. I don't care. This thing, it might not work. This is not the best device in the fucking world. We all know that. But this is what broke my chains. So I will never ever get rid of this tank. The battery I actually gave to my father-in-law because to go with one of my kits. That way he would have 2 batteries. So, but it was just an Ego T with a T3S tank and 24 milligram juice.
What about you, Zach?
I started similar to what he's talking about. The only difference is I had the Kanger Pro Tank 2, and that's once I got that tank working correctly, I pretty much was able to never really want a cigarette again after that.
What about you, Daryl?
I started on a Kanger EVOD, just like what Andrew was holding up a minute ago also. And I had, I didn't love it. I wasn't satisfied, but I was going to make it work. And then I ended up, like, within a day or two, getting a bunch more tanks for it so I could put different juices in each one, because I kept buying juice and not liking it and thinking I was doing it wrong. I think within the first week I went out and got a Nautilus Mini with a variable voltage and bigger battery. The battery would like die halfway through the day, and then I'd be stuck like waiting for this battery to finish charging so that I could vape because I was craving a cigarette. So I went and started hoarding like mods, and I would walk around with like 4 or 5 of them in my pocket. A couple of EVOD batteries, that MVP square one, I would go to a different vape shop every day because I didn't want to come across stupid at the same vape shop every day. So then I bought like a couple of different Nautiluses, and I didn't like them, but I thought I was doing it wrong. And you have to figure out how this stuff works. Why is it gurgling? Why is it flooding? What did I break? I burned through coils because I wasn't breaking them in right, or I would just like jack it up to like 4.5 volts and like scorch a coil, and then sit there wondering why does this juice taste bad? It's not the juice, it's the coil. So it's like that whole experimentation process, and nobody can answer the questions you haven't asked yet, and you don't know the questions to ask, so you don't know what you don't know. But I spent a lot of money, but I was going to make it work. I was going to make it happen, and then like finally I sat down at a vape shop. I was like, show me that crazy scary thing that you are always like dripping and blowing these huge clouds. Let me see how that experience. It was intimidating, but I said, let me see how that. Can I put one of those little like rubber condoms on there and try your mod? Because you look satisfied. I sure as hell am not. And the guy was like, yeah, sure. He put a drip tip on, and he let me hit his mod. And I was like, wow, that was good. I didn't even care what juice he had in it. I was like, that is an incredible like experience. So I was like, okay, let's set me up with something like that. So I dropped $175 on a whole kit with like a Nemesis clone and batteries and charger, and he built the coil and I built the other coil, and then that was it. And then all those other lesser devices I gave away to smokers. But that was like my journey of, and I was so frustrated every day because I needed a cigarette and I didn't have a good vape. But yeah, that was torture.
Well, you just said something that kind of tweaked my ear there, Daryl. Do you guys think it's well, I pretty much know the answer to this, but do you think it's intimidating for a new smoker or a new vapor, somebody just off the street, to walk into a shop and have, you know, people blowing clouds and then, you know, them looking at the people who work there and saying, you know, saying to themselves, well, fuck, I'm going to sound stupid, you know, I don't know what to ask, I don't know what all these things are called, you know.
I think...
At what point is it on us to let them know that there is no stupid questions? You know, we all learn from asking questions, and if the person behind the counter makes you feel stupid for asking a question, then you know, turn around and walk out. Go find somebody that'll help you.
Yeah.
I think it depends, because I have a friend that got rid of tobacco and cigarettes, and he got into vaping just because he used to love to watch me vaping and producing clouds. So he only got into vaping because he loved me watching me blowing clouds. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah. Well, I think it also depends on the shop too, because I do at least do this in the shop that I go to all the time. The guys that are in there that are good, they don't make you feel like a dumbass. You know, they will ask you questions. If you just come in and you're trying to get off cigarettes, get into vaping, they'll kind of go through like an application, like how much do you smoke, what's your nick, you know, I mean, just go through the whole spell of it to try to find out what they can put you in that would keep you satisfied the same, even though, you know, you're kind of on the same area with it. But if the shop is packed, I'm sorry, Zach, if the shop is packed, I'll actually step in and kind of mingle with folks and tell them, hey, you know, I kind of started here with this. This would be a new venture for you on this setup. I think it'll work for you, you know, kind of going back and forth. But some shops, you just got people that are looking to get the dollar, and you got some real assholes in some of these shops, and it sucks that it's like that.
How much wish?
I've been offered a job by 2 separate shops because I helped them help their customers.
Yeah. Somebody looking at Zach.
I was gonna say, I think the attitude at vape shops should be generally like kind of like a treatment center. You know what I'm saying? It should be welcoming. It should be like an abuse, you know, treatment center, and that should be the attitude around a vape shop. And when you see a new smoker come in, the attitude should be, you know, how can I help you? Immediately dispels the feeling of alienation that they might be feeling walking into all these pro vapors.
Yeah.
It's like a emergency room triage where you have to go down the line and see who's critical, who needs to be operated on like right now, and who can wait a little bit. Like you almost have to gauge this person walking in. See, my heart bleeds for the person who walks in, is intimidated, and then walks out, but then never comes back or never finds. So maybe they think, well, that's vaping. That's a bunch of wacky cult people, and they never explore it again, and then they're still smoking. That's where you know, the folks in the vape shop, me when I hang out in a vape shop, we're ambassadors. We're the first line of, we're the first people they meet. So if we're acting snotty, if we're acting like elitist douches because look at my big clouds, then we chased off one person, that's a life. That's somebody who's going to continue smoking, and they're not going to have the opportunity to improve their health. There's a big responsibility in how we act. So, yeah, it's a great point you raise, heavy metal. So I wish I could write a sales script for shops so that they almost like, hey, listen, it's going to be okay. This stuff's very confusing, but A, you have to know one thing: it does work, and B, it's going to be all right. There's a lot to understand. There's a lot to try. Let's see what we can do to help you find your way into this thing, and that you can actually quit smoking. Yeah, you're right. You got to treat it like like a recovery center almost.
Like you got to create an intake form.
Yeah.
That way you can take the patient in and get them the proper treatment.
But that's funny for us to say, but it's not practical, and it's not like it just, these are businesses, so every shop's going to have its own culture and its own vibe. I just hopefully the folks working at shops can start to understand that it's more than just a job. It's an outreach. It's more than just like I'm cool today and look at what I'm wearing and how, you know, and my friends are going to come by and hang out with me at the shop. You got people coming in and you can change your life. That's a good message. How do we get that out?
That's another thing. You know, it's like if I put myself in the shoes of, you know, say a 30-year plus smoker, you know, a 50-year-old person walking into the shop and they got fucking dubstep blaring and cloud competitions and shit like that, I'm gonna look at these kids and be like, y'all are fucking retarded. You know, and I'm gonna turn around and go to the nearest gas station. You know, that's just the bottom line. And you know, so I've said it before. The shops that cater to new vapors have their place, and sometimes we kind of, you know, look at those shops like, oh, they're only selling EVODs and egos and, you know, the lesser known shit. But I think the thing about those shops is they have people that see these new vapors every single day, day in and day out, and they know how to handle those kind of questions where they say, you know, look, there is no stupid question inside these, you know, this store. If you want to know what this is called, just ask. You know, and they know how to handle that person-to-person relationship, and that's what you have to build. You know, as a business. No matter what business it is, you know, you have to have that. That's why I drive 45 minutes out of my way and past 24 barbershops to go to the barbershop that I go to. Because when I go in, they see me and my son walk in, and they immediately know our names. They know what I do for a living. They know where we live. They ask about, you know, personal lives and shit like that. And it's that one-to-one customer service that, you know, is lacking in a lot of these vape shops where you go in and it's kids with wild haircuts like Daryl, and they're blasting.
Come on in, I'll show you how to vape.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this cloud.
They're blasting dubstep at 300 decibels and shit. You know?
Let me show you my new build.
Yeah.
That's why the first and the only one store, a vape shop here in Madeira Island, is now closed. Because of their attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes along with
vape shop now.
That kind of falls back on the business owner themselves and just saying, oh, well, I can hire this 19-year-old kid for, you know, $6 an hour, or I could hire, you know, a 30-year-old who knows how to deal with people. I might have to pay them $15 an hour, but, you know, what's my return on investment going to be? And that's what you have to look at, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of the return on investment, Daniel, it sounds like your neighborhood has an underserved need that, you know, maybe you
No.
should think about.
No, it's just me that now have lots of work. Okay. Now
Daniel
it's
is the local vape shop.
Yeah, now it's everything depending on me. I don't have time to my to my stuff nowadays. I have a whole bunch of people calling me to help them because friends talk to another people and they provide my phone number, and I have lots of people calling me to enter in vaping because now we don't have any vape shop here.
It sounds like you are the vape shop there now.
Yeah, all that stuff behind him on that shelf, you thought that was his display of his collection now? That's all for sale, his price tag.
Yeah, there's little price tags on the bottom of that stuff. That's a sales shop. I see that.
No, I don't sell anything. Okay. Maybe I can provide or I can offer one thing on another, but I got people experimenting different devices and different juices, and I introduce people to online shops, and I make them to purchase their own stuff online. That's the only way.
Daniel does rentals. He doesn't sell it. Well, I tell you what, I think a good one, even though there are good devices coming out there that are better than what they were before for beginners, but I think this one by all means is an all-time. I think everybody would have to admit the Nautilus Mini.
Yeah.
That's probably a perfect one to start off with to get off cigarettes, because it's not going to blast you down. You're going to get good production off of it, and it's just kind of like an all-around good tool to get started with. So that's why they're still selling them. It's not like something that just came and went, because I see people still buying them in the shop that I go to. So,
But they cost the same as like a good Kanger sub-tank or Atlantis. So you feel that those are a little even too strong for the beginner?
the Nautilus Mini.
No, like Kanger sub-tank or Atlantis or a sub-ohm tank. Proper tank, as I would say.
Well, you know what though? With that though, you get the best of both worlds too, because you can do a 1.2, or you can go ahead and do the 0.5 on them. So you can sub-ohm, or you can do mouth to lung. Especially like on a nano, you know, you got a real small tank that you can kind of navigate both very well, and it doesn't seem like some big pipe bomb hanging out your mouth. So.
Well, I think, you know, I think I'm gonna have to go with Scott on this one, because, you know, a lot of times we tend to forget that the sub-ohming and the lung inhale is something that's not natural to smoking cigarettes. And what is natural is a short draw mouth to lung with, you know, with a higher nicotine level. So I've said it, you know, to people that I know personally. My cousin, for one, he called me and said, "Look, dude, I got to quit smoking. My chest is hurting. My doctor said if I don't, I'm going to be in serious trouble. We've got heart problems that run in our family." And he works a high stress job where, you know, he's constantly moving and his blood pressure's up and stuff. But he posed a question to me. I've got a $100 bill in my pocket, and I need something that's going to help me get off cigarettes. I said, go to the vape shop, get you an iStick 30 watt and a Nautilus Mini, a pack of Coils, and a bottle of juice. And he went, bought exactly what I told him to buy, and he hadn't had a cigarette in 3 months. So, you know, we also, you know, we got to remember that the hand to mouth has to be taken care of. You know, that's why the patch doesn't work, because it doesn't satisfy that hand to mouth that we're so used to. The mouth to lung, the feel of that mouth to lung inhale has to be satisfied as well. There's a lot more going on between your ears than we tend to think of, because, you know, we're into sub-ohm, we're into, you know, all that kind of shit. And it's a whole different style that we're into now, whereas where we came from is what we need to look at when we're offering advice to people on how to quit. You know, and then if they you know, venture into sub-ohm tanks and, you know, they want to blow clouds or whatever it is, but they're not smoking cigarettes for 8-9 months, then sure, go for a Kanger sub tank. I love my sub tank. I couldn't live without it. Yeah, well, I can't live without my Arctic now. Thank you, Daryl. Move into my sub tank for me.
Well,
If you would have walked into a shop and bought an Arctic the first day, when you were, that might have been a little bit too much and blown you.
Exactly.
and see what I was going to say too is that what we've got to remember is, I guess the veterans to this is that I'll have people come in the shop, they'll see me hitting on the Star or the Crown and be like, damn, I want to blow some clouds like that. The first thing I'll ask them, I'll say, have you ever vaped yet? Oh no, but I want to do that right there. I'm saying, man, you don't want to start with something like this. You want to ease into this, because if you start that hard right off the bat, you're just going to drop it right back down. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, but some people start. That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right. I mean, look at fucking CompSpeed. I mean, CompSpeed went with a damn an ego tank, and he was like, "Man, fuck this. This ain't
Doing all that, man.
balls beat." That dude's got some fucking. He's got some
And
very
man,
fast.
and answering the question how I got into vaping and how I got rid of tobacco. I got into vaping in the beginning of 2010 with cigarettes, but I get rid of tobacco just in August 2010 with cartels, punching some cartels and getting them into some tanks, and even vaping just the cartomizer with liquid inside. It was the way back in that time I got rid of cigarettes.
Good old Cardos.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. Maybe somebody here knows the answer to this, because this came up in a vape shop the other day. Gal just started vaping, but she discovered she has a PG allergy. So, but she still need. It seems like all the juices that come in high VG are like low nicotine, like 3 and 6 is the highest they go. So she needs like a 12 or 18 or even possibly 24 with all VG. And my response to that was, other than going to a shop that can mix a house juice for you and add nicotine, is there any juice company, any premium line that comes high VG and high nicotine? Anybody know?
I think Virgin Vapers does. I think they're 100% VG with higher nic strength. Don't quote me on that, but I think they do.
Mark, go check your warehouse.
Yeah. I don't know any offhand, actually, because, I mean, I don't get into very high VG e-liquids, but I don't know any offhand.
It's a tough one. It doesn't come up that often, but it must come up more often than not.
Yeah.
I also have some crazy reactions to high PG juices. High PG juices generally they make me poop a lot. Yeah.
So that's good to know when you're bound up.
So only high VG juices for me.
Daniel, we will let you say shit on the show. You don't have to say
You can say shit. I get really bad like itchy skin when I vape. When I first started vaping, I had mosquito bites and I couldn't stop scratching them, and I thought I was being infested, like my car might be infested with fleas or something. No, it was the PG was making me just itch uncontrollably. But,
Really?
Yeah. It's different with everybody. So 80-20 I'm good with, 70-30 I'm good with, but I was vaping like probably 70% PG. This 24 nic juice that I got that was like thin as water, and it was PG for flavor. It tasted great, but I just couldn't stop scratching. So once I stopped vaping that juice, it all went away. It cleared up, and I didn't have that problem like instantly.
Well, I think, too, to answer a question about a lot of this stuff, I mean, you would think vaping would just be pretty simple, but it's not. You have to do your homework on some of this, because I've seen people walk in the shop, too, going, you know, they'll look at them and you'll think it's somebody that's a seasonal vapor, but they'll say, okay, well, what mix do you want? They're looking at them like, huh? What are you talking about? You want 70-30, 50-50? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's like, oh, shit. So, you know, I mean, people might need to read up a little bit on some. I mean, you got all the tools to do this now with the internet and everything, so, you know, It's not the simplest. What you got there, Daniel?
Sorry to interrupt. I found a juice that
Seduce juice.
comes with max VG and has all those nicotine strengths. It comes in max VG and it is available with 0, 3, 6, 12, 18, and 24 milligrams nicotine.
Damn.
Awesome.
For the other VG question.
That was Seduce juice, right? Was that snake bite
Yeah.
or snake oil? Or...
Snake oil by Seduce juice. But I think all Seduce juices are the same, depending on the flavor, or independent of the flavor.
Cool. All right. So just in case I forget, Rose, if you're watching this, Seduce juice and possibly virgin vapors. I'll go back and replay it. Thank you.
I'm looking up virgin vapors right now for you, Daryl.
You know, and all I remember, virgin vapors, I remembered they were like 100% organic. Very nice people.
Yeah.
But I hadn't paid attention to that. It's shame on me.
Yeah, I don't ever think about when you start getting up into your higher VG that you're still looking for a high nic content too. Seems like there's a progression that you take with this, and you just kind of follow suit. But I don't know.
So I had another, since we got a bunch of seasoned folks on here, and a lot of folks who vape with nickel and are getting into temperature control, I had a scenario come up, and well, I'll put it out there for you guys. I was at a vape shop, and there was a fairly new vapor, and I mean, he was vaping. Somebody's got an echo going on. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's you.
It is. You got your.
Shit. Sorry. All right. Am I still echoing?
Yes, you are.
Hello. Now.
Oh,
Am I good
yeah.
now?
No, mute your microphone.
Hey.
Are we still echoing?
No.
Yeah,
So
we're
it's
all.
not him.
I'll muscle through. But listen, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. You're going to do an RDA build with nickel wire, Ni200, pure nickel or 99% nickel. You don't.
It's damage.
It's Danny. Danny's echoing. You don't torch the nickel wire, correct?
You're not supposed to, no.
No.
Okay. Under no circumstances are you supposed to torch nickel wire, red hot glowing, or even pulse it. Okay.
Nope.
So thank you, Mark. Just for folks who don't know this,
But
you can't. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Because that exact same thing happened in the shop, and I was like, it wasn't the shop, folks. It wasn't me. It was a guy was there, and he wanted to be helpful, and he was going to do a build for a guy, and he starts torching the nickel wire, and I got the hell out of there because I didn't want to breathe that stuff. But before I left, I was like, you shouldn't do that. I'm out. All right, nickel is toxic if you torch it, if you pulse it, if you make that wire glow, and the whole point of temperature control is it's low power, and those coils are still black. They're not even glowing red, and they're also covered with juice, so it doesn't oxidize, and that's why you can vape nickel wire in temperature control, so it doesn't go above a certain temperature, and it stays at safe vaping levels. So, and I just want to double check myself and make sure. Am I saying that correct? Have I got it right?
I've always been told never to torch, never to pulse or heat up, never to turn them red. But you could heat them up slightly, but don't make them red. And that's how I've always learned. And then what really struck me is Grim Green's video just recently on the twisted nickel wire. He throws it onto a mech mod and he pulses the hell out of the things, turns them bright red. And when I seen that video, I'm like, holy shit, what's he doing? And he torched the hell out of them. He put them on a mech mod, and he just treated it like a regular Kanthal coil. And I don't know why he did that, but I've always been told never to torch them or never to pulse them red.
Same with titanium, because we have titanium dioxide.
Yeah, I learned that with titanium. I didn't know about it, and I started pulsing it. When I was finished, my coils were like white charcoal.
Or sometimes green.
Yeah, it was nasty.
So we're not supposed to do that. So if you have been doing that, I did it. I didn't know, but the point is, you can't change what you already did, but don't do it from here going out. If you're watching this, and spread the word, please, because man, that's not right. It's too easy to go into vaping nickel wire or titanium wire in wattage mode or put it on a mech mod and do something that you're going to be doing something more harmful than smoking to begin with. So
now, contrary to popular belief on titanium and nickel, you can, and you'd be fine if you built the coil correctly, dry fire nickel and titanium, because the coil itself should never rise above the temperature, and if it does and turns red, then it's a failed coil. It's a bad coil. You don't want to wait until it's all buttoned up in the atomizer to find out that it's turning red. Like, you can't see inside your atomizer and it's turning red, then you're obviously doing worse damage. I dry fire all my nickel coils before I put them in, just to make sure if there's any red spots, I pull the nickel coil off and start with a new nickel coil.
but you're dry firing them on temperature control.
Right, yes. Yeah. You're testing the temperature control on it so that it should never turn red. The coil should never really... It'll puff off a little bit of whatever residue is on the wire to begin with, and then from there you won't see any change in the wire. You shouldn't see.
That's the difference. That's low power and temperature control that you're pulsing it at, not sticking it on a mech mod and pulsing them like you would with Canthal.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but it's important because a lot of people making this mistake, and they don't know, and nobody told them. And I watched that happening in front of me, and it was either going to be like me confronting somebody in an embarrassing situation. You know what? Maybe it would have been worth it. Yeah, I feel like a wimp. I should have like stopped that right there. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why for beginners I only recommend pre-built coils and never rebuilding to beginners. That's why.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation. Pretty much all around is avoid the rebuildable decks until you've been able to experience pre-built coils to the fullest.
Yeah.
I think Mark was even talking about that last night about you get a better sensation in some of these pre-built coils, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The TFV4 that has the 3 coils or the 4 coils.
That's what Durham's got.
That thing's a beast. You need an IV drip for that?
Yeah, it is a beast. That thing is crazy.
Sucks down juice like that. I just started on a full tank when we started the show, and I need to fill it again.
I filled mine in the middle of the show, and it's already like that. So there's not too much of a difference.
What wattage did you go up to on it?
It's titanium with temperature control at 260 degrees Celsius, around 520.
20?
Yeah, 520, around that.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed about. Well, that's not even really newer tanks. Some of these tanks just go through juice like it's no tomorrow. But I've got a few tanks though that I can still run at decent wattage, and you know it doesn't eat the juice up that bad.
I don't mind. I have plenty of juice. It's chucking it. It's cloud chasing in a tank. That's for sure.
You still use yours, Mark?
Not as much. No, it's like a novelty for me. But I'm gonna use it more when I get the new coil heads. I'm gonna see what the new coil heads are like. But I mean, it's a nice tank. It just eats through the juice too much.
Oh yeah, he was telling us that there's a bunch of new coils coming out.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 new coils coming out that they're sending me. With all these crazy names to them.
Mister, I'm not reviewing any more Sub-On Queeros.
Only if they're unique. The TF4 is very unique.
But it is.
Okay.
Daniel, what the hell's going on with your microphone?
My microphone.
Are your headphones plugged in, man? It sounds like we're going back into it.
All right, now we're not echoing.
There we are.
Woo! Oh, it didn't work.
It's on your end, Daniel. What the hell, son?
Echo. Yeah.
Woo! It's gone.
Something going on over there in the UK we need to know about.
Yeah, his international communications being tapped, and this is the feedback from it. That's what we get.
I think my show is on a NSA watch list, so it might be my fault.
Oh, thanks.
It's all that crazy shit y'all talking on there.
Exactly.
I mean, what show? I mean, see, we got to at least keep in suit a little bit on some of these shows.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What do they do on that other show? They have the gong, where everybody has to take a hit when they gong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. I'll admit that.
Hey, nice. Speaking of special effects, does anybody have Dirty Devo's Vape Mail song that they could queue up?
I can get that. I can handle
I
that.
heard it. I need to hear it right now. Yeah, it's up my day.
Let's see.
Did he make that song?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
did
it
he?
did.
That's pretty awesome.
I was actually going to box all my shit back up and get on Vaporium later and reopen it with the song on there.
It's getting so if I don't hear that song every day, at least once a day, I'm like restless.
There it is.
How is now the echo?
We're good now.
Okay. I relaunched the Hangout. Man, now I have the music stuck in my head again.
Awesome.
Be singing that
I'm
shit all
addicted
day
to that
long.
song. Dirty's on a conference call, so he couldn't get on here today, but he's watching in the chat. And shout out to Dirty.
Mark, so you about to get some teeth yanked on today, huh?
Oh yeah, I hope so. I'm still eating ice. I've ate like I don't know how many trays of ice by now since last night. I can't wait to get this thing pulled out.
Ooh.
That feeling when you're ready to pull it out yourself with a pair of pliers.
Yep, I'm at that point right now. I've been trying to just like pull things out with my fingers, like it's driving me nuts.
Wow, and you still made it on here to hang out with us. Thank you.
Yep. I'm devoted. I'm like diehard.
You're the man.
I'll be out here. I'll be in the ER and I'll be still out here on my phone or something.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, hey, you gotta do a live feed from the dentist office on that deal.
Oh, I will.
The
Definitely.
Faces of Death. You gotta watch.
I want to see.
Fagan's root canal.
I want to see it right after he gets gassed.
I hope they got gas. I'm gonna ask them for gas. Hopefully they got it. I'll ask the
Wake up
dentist.
video.
Can I record this? Do you mind if I record it?
Will you actually hold my phone while you're doing the procedure, too?
Yeah. Like, Mark's going to go in there and be like, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm kind of a big deal on YouTube. I got to step up my social media game, so Somebody hold this camera.
The person who's brings you there, because they never let you go alone, because you're going to have to drive away afterwards, and you're going to be groggy and loopy. Tell them to record you. Don't show anybody, because you're going to say the most craziest shit when you wake up from that anesthesia.
It's even better though.
You need to live stream it.
The dentist is on the corner, like a block away, so I'm walking there. So my wife's at work. So it's going to be fun walking home.
Wow.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun one.
I can't wait to see your waking up in a bush episode.
That's if they have gas.
God
Hopefully they
damn
do.
it.
He's going to wake up.
Damn it. Zach, I about spit coffee all over my fucking VapnFagan wakes up in a bush in Southside Chicago.
I've never had the gas before in my life. Never once had it.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yep, you're going to be on the national news tonight. YouTube reviewer found in bushes.
Didn't you see that viral video where the guy wakes up and like his wife's like, "Hi, honey," and he's like, "Who are you?" She's like, "I'm your wife." And he's like, "Oh, wow, cool. I get to be married to you?" Oh, wait a minute. That means that have we ever? And she's like, "Well, we have kids." You never saw that one? Oh,
No.
you're going to be a little loopy, my friend.
Oh,
I think that should go live. You should start a live chat when you go in. That
Oh,
way,
yeah.
Not bad idea.
G-Spot 2,
Hell yeah.
saving 9 spots, 1 for Fagan and 9 more for everybody else.
Oh, shit.
And I hate the dentist. I'm always terrified of the dentist.
Oh, you're going to love his ass today.
Oh, yeah.
somebody get Michael Jackson. We're going to need the popcorn.
I'm just here for the comments.
You won't be able to be, you'll have to chill out on the vaping a little after that, though.
I know, that's what's going to suck. I'll just start, like, putting some e-liquid on my tongue to kind of satisfy my craving.
You know what? People say, dentists say that shit all the time. And I had to get, when I got my wisdom teeth cut out, I don't know, 12 years ago, the dentist told me as I was walking out, stumbling out, he says, do not smoke for 48 hours. Because if you get dry socket and you come back, I'm not going to write you a prescription. I said, okay. So I walk out, go down the stairs, around the corner to my car, get in the passenger side of my car, and immediately lit up a cigarette. I've had 6 teeth pulled, and I have never once got dry socket. And I've smoked after every fucking tooth pull. It does not matter.
I still think for safety's sake, if he gives you the little tubes that go up your nose, you know what I'm saying? Ask if you can take them home. He's not going to reuse the nose tubes. You know
Yeah, dude, fucking nose hit, nostril hit.
You'd be able to vape that shit.
I've done a nostril hit before, and it burns like a motherfucker. Someone said that they actually did it before, like for a while. No, there's no way. It burns like hell.
Let's see.
I'm so
One
glad,
right now on camera.
It burns, man.
I've had 1 tooth pulled, but I was vaping when that shit was going on. You know, they were like, you better be cool about shit, but it didn't nothing happen.
I just blew a schnoz cloud. How about that?
Did it burn or no?
Fuck yeah, it burned.
Yeah. Told you. I did it once.
That's what we all have to do now when you hit the gong. We all have to
shit.
take a nose hit.
Yeah.
I ain't touching the gong.
Oh, shit. Y'all really up and ante now.
We found a way to get everybody's hand off the fucking gong trigger.
Yeah, you won't be hitting that gong all the time now. You be real fastidious. That's it.
China will start coming out with nasal drip tips. I feel like perfectly in your nose.
Yeah, I have to go disinfect my Derringer. So
A little snotty there now.
yeah,
The Derringer
that hurt.
too.
Yeah, that was hot.
Extra hot.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it at 80 watts or anything, man.
Hey, since we got a little bit of a lull in the conversation, you guys mind if we give away a little juice? A little bit. A little juice we're going to give away. Scott, did you randomly pick a winner from last week?
Yes, I did. And just to confirm it,
this is 2 120 milliliter size bottles of R&R e-liquid. In one flavor is called Kylie, the other flavor is called Banana Hammock in 3 milligrams. Who won that? Banana Hammock. Who won that?
no
That's a
Andrew.
little.
I'm wearing a banana hammock.
Andrew, you did not win this because you didn't comment.
Damn it!
No, our winner for today is JPS. JPS.
All right, JPS, congratulations, and just either get Scott or myself in private message. Don't publicize your address. Just get me your address, and I'll get that juice right out to you. And then for this show, again, to win this, to enter, you have to comment down below in the video, and then next week we're going to pick a random winner from the folks who commented, not including the people on the show. This week I have...
Daryl, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on. We got to do this properly.
okay.
There we go.
Now, take it away.
Courtesy of Blue Label e-liquids, this stuff's awesome. I really wanted to vape this all myself, but I'm not a greedy man. Look, hold on.
Oh,
That's nice looking.
All four of these. My favorite in here is called Daddy's. This is like a light kiwi strawberry custard. It's yummy. There's Frisco, which is a fruit punch. There's 5 flavors. Each of these is 35 milliliters, I believe.
Damn,
And,
that's nice.
Yeah, it's in 3 milligram nicotine, and it's been steeping for about 2 months. I've been waiting for a special occasion to give this away. And I was going to do it for subscribers, but nah, I don't need to bribe people to subscribe to my channel. I'll just grow. So there you go. Comment down below. And I'm going to give that away next week. Nice?
That is nice.
Nice. Oh, by the way, Daryl, congratulations. I see you hit over 1,000 on subs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice. Congratulations.
Channel just keeps growing, and I just keep trying to put out good content, legitimate good reviews, and in my own personality style. I know I'm crazy. It's okay. You can tell me I'm crazy, but
You are.
The hair says it all.
You're crazy.
We all are.
I used to go around it, like when I went to expos and shows and stuff, and I'd be recording, and they go, "Well, what are you recording?" It's for YouTube, and they go, "Oh, wow." And I'd say, relax, I only have 2 subscribers. They're both my wife. But if you subscribe, then I'll have 3. And then, like, you know, self-deprecating humor kind of thing. Like, I really didn't expect to grow. But, all right. So it's a first step. It's kind of like the white belt in martial arts. 1,000. Okay. Thank you. I keep growing.
Oh, man. Step up your fucking ego game, dude. You're at a green belt now.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you have. You stepped into a new one.
What's a number? You know what's really cool, though? Watching the comments, chattering back and forth with people, and putting out videos, and people watch them and like say, hey, thank you. You know, I really learned a lot from that. That's very gratifying to me.
It's really humbling to me. You know, like, I don't even know what my sub count is. Like, I quit looking at it. I don't know why.
It's 45,000.
Is it? God,
No.
that's yours.
Yeah, I wish it.
I don't know what the hell mine's at. I don't even look at it. But it's, you know, I got an email the other day from somebody in Newfoundland, Canada, that was just saying, hey man, I really enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. Blah blah blah. You know, and I was having a bad fucking day. Like, that was one of those days that if I was going to smoke a cigarette, that would be the day I would do it. You know, it was just a bad fucking day. And I got that email, and full disclosure, I'm sitting there taking a shit, having a vape, and my email goes off on my phone, and I look over and I read this email, and immediately, like, the bullshit of the day was gone. It was like, damn, man, somebody actually paid attention, you know. And it's it kind of makes the those days where I'm dragging my feet and I don't want to get the camera out and all that kind of shit. Like, it makes it worth it, you know.
Definitely.
Yep.
Guys,
I like when I hear from people like from across the world, like Germany or something like that, and they say, "Hey, I watch your videos," and they're like on the other side of the planet. I love when I hear from people like that.
That is awesome.
guys, I think I already broke the X Cube.
Oh no!
Yeah, every time I want to vape, I already removed the tank and it screwed the tank back in. And when I want to vape, it always asks me if it is a new one or an old one. Okay, even if I click new, yes or no, once I want to vape, it asks me again and again and again.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's
This is twice.
You screwed it up big time.
That might have been you updating the firmware. Your
I was just going to say that.
Maybe.
This is twice for him. Twice during the show.
Oh, there's an update
He's
for
come
it?
out and been
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
I got this.
no, there's no update. He updated it himself. He
Oh.
tinkered
It's
with.
the version 1.8, and I was loving this motherfucking thing.
Yeah. You was loving the first one, too, until it shit on you 3 or 4 times.
The last
Man.
one I think was the DNA 40 clone. He was like, yeah, it's working. Click, click. That bitch wouldn't work. So as soon as he tried to show us, it was broke.
Yeah, it was on Peg's show. On
Yeah.
Peg's Live. Yeah.
Oh, I've got one to plug out there, too, real quick.
It was this guy here.
I had been noticing over the past couple of days, and I just didn't know if it was me or what, and it might just be isolated to my mod, but this new Sigeli 75, the fire button, I am fully pressing it, and it's not doing anything, and it's got a full charge on it. So I don't know if there's a bad connection in my button, or if this is going to start to be a trending thing. So I thought about doing a video pretty soon if it keeps on up with that.
You may need to do the Daniel gang mod fix on it and stuff some cardboard in there.
Hell yeah. He's the tech now.
It's working.
That's a method now. It's a procedure. I put it on Urban Dictionary. It's called the Daniel fix.
The Daniel fix. You're having button issues, just stuff some fucking cardboard in there.
It's in Wikipedia already.
Yeah, it clears it right up.
Alright, since we've been on here, I'm on my second tank of juice in this damn star. So yes, it does suck it up.
Oh yeah.
See, and I'm getting beautiful vapor from my crown, and I'm still on the first tank. It's halfway gone, but I'm still in the first tank.
How is that? Does the drip tip and that little top like fill thing bother you at all? That little knob you got to turn every time?
It's
And the airflow?
not. It's not so much that bugs me, but I just noticed this time when I was trying to take it off, the whole top piece was trying to spin off the glass because it got such a tight grip on it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't had that happen yet. It's just the only thing that annoys me is like the drip tip will turn every once in a while and it will open up the airflow in the drip tip. That
Yeah.
drives me crazy. So you have to always look at the drip tip to make sure the airflow is like turned off.
It is a kind of a crazy setup on it. You got to really kind of constantly keep looking at it to make sure things are in line.
Yep.
Okay, the guy is now working.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay, never mind.
Well,
The problem-
I was going to say,
The
mine's
problem-
doing the same thing, too.
Yeah, on the latest firmware version.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not.
Daniel, did you use a rubber band, a safety pin, or a paper clip to fix it?
Yeah.
No, I just removed the batteries, removed the tank, and the problem I'm figuring with at least this firmware version is you cannot say that it is the same coil. You can when it asks it is a new coil. If you hit no, it will be stuck on that asking screen. So every time it asks, you need to say yes. So you need to let the tank cool down if you are removing the tank. So what's the purpose of asking yes or no?
Mine keeps going into temperature protection mode.
Mark, is on the latest version, firmware version?
No, I didn't do any updates.
Okay.
Has it let out the smoke yet?
No, hopefully it doesn't. Why is it doing this now?
What's going on with yours?
It's when I put it in temp mode, I start vaping with my Star Pro. It goes in after 2 seconds. It goes into temperature protection.
Oh, maybe the Star isn't a dual wrap coil. Maybe you need to put the double coil on the temperature control option.
Oh, okay.
It asks
You're
single
right.
coil and dual coil.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check.
Oh,
Because-
damn, it even asked you that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
That's sophisticated.
If
Well,
it is
maybe-
a double wrap coil, maybe it is like a dual coil.
Maybe Mark just needs to read the goddamn manual.
I never read manuals.
We don't do that shit, man.
The only time I read the manual is for the review. I show people the manual. That's the only time I look at it.
You know what? I think GPS was God's way of showing men that we don't have to ask for directions anymore. Like, I'm not asking for directions. Google Maps, give me directions.
But I found another bug. If you are vaping in degrees Celsius, just as I'm vaping now, and you set up on the app degrees Celsius, and you do apply, the device is in degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh.
Okay. If you apply degrees Celsius on the app, it will apply degrees Fahrenheit. Kind of
Awesome.
So that mod syncs up with your phone?
Yeah, it's got Bluetooth.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
They got so much shit going
when you
on
are
nowadays.
I feel so low tech.
We can't just pick our devices up anymore and vape on. We gotta plug it into the phone and
Yeah, you
the
gotta
computer.
sync it to Bluetooth and
Yeah.
I'm in rebellion against your technology. I'm vaping on this for the rest of the show.
Damn right. I'm right there with you, Daryl.
I need an ice refill.
I gotta take this Derringer off because it's been in my nostril. Which is
Boogers.
disgusting.
Vaping with boogers.
A booger flavored vape. My son would love that.
Ooh, damn.
Heavy Metal, you're at 420 subscribers, evidently.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Look at you, brother.
420.
Oh, hold the fuck up.
420.
For all my pothead friends out there.
Yeah, they're like, ooh.
I'm not ever subscribing to him. He's at the coolest number in the dictionary. Oh, thanks a lot. Now I'm at 421.
Oh, hell.
Well, briefly for a moment, we got to
Yeah.
watch that.
Thank you for the sub, Don. I appreciate it. You're very nice. Oh, Jeff finally found the damn chat, huh? He posted a comment on mine. Where's the motherfucking chat at? Like, and I could just imagine the way he was saying it in that North Alabama hillbilly accent.
Hey, guys, I'm about to hook you up with something, so give me just a second.
We're still learning this whole interwebs thing. Sorry. Like, I can't see the chat unless I had to pull up the video on YouTube. Is there a better way of doing this?
No, I think it's the only way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do that with my show, Scott. I'm gonna need your technical assistance on how in the hell to set that up.
Alrighty. Yeah, because I'm getting down with this shit pretty good.
Yeah, man. You got sound effects going on today. Hey,
Hell
Scott,
yeah.
I did the lower third, so I have I think I have a label.
Yes, you
My
do.
name. That's new for me.
I gotta get going, fellas.
All right, man.
I gotta be down at the doctor's office for 11 o'clock. So
Good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
Zach.
pleasure's all mine, man.
brother.
Glad to be here.
Cheers.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
You too.
You know what I almost said, and I wish I would have said. You ever see the guy on Facebook? His name is Robert Green, and whenever he does a video, at the end of it, he says, "Don't blow yourselves up." You guys know that guy? Oh, he's awesome. No. He's not on YouTube because he likes to play music. He plays and yeah, but on Facebook, he does like a video a day, and he's been doing that since January. Really cool guy. Just speaking from the heart, vaping stuff, and he's always blowing huge clouds, playing music, and at the end of it, he'll just say, "And remember, don't blow yourselves up."
What's his name?
His name is Robert Green. Okay. He's a brother.
I haven't seen that one.
He's got some great rants. He works at a vape shop, and he's always like, "Listen, motherfucker, don't come in here and ask me how long this coil is going to last you, because if the second I answer you, I'm lying. It could last you an hour, it could last you a week, but I can't tell you how long that coil is going to last. And you guys working in vape shops, don't be telling people how long that coil is going to last." Anyway, stuff like that. It's good stuff. But his tagline is, "Don't blow yourselves up."
I can answer.
He's a black guy?
Yeah.
These coils have lasted me 2 weeks, and they're still kicking ass and taking names.
Damn. Oh, hold on.
You know why they've lasted that long? Because I didn't build them.
Oh.
Somebody else built them for me.
How often do you clean them? Your coil. You're talking about a rebuild like an RDA.
Yeah.
Coil. Okay. How often do you like clean them? And what do you do to clean them?
So it's nickel or Kanthal?
You're supposed to clean them?
No, I was just making that
Nickel
up.
or Kanthal? What do you? I just got in on this.
Nichrome.
Oh, nichrome. Okay.
No, I use my buddy Nate has a shout out to regular vape dude.
Nate Jones.
Yeah, Nate motherfucking Jones. He put up a video that was very informative. He took an RDA with some dirty coils on it, took the cotton out of it, put it on a mech box, and fired them until they were red, and then stuck them in a shot glass of water. And yeah, and did that 3 or 4 times, man, and those coils came clean, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna go try this. So now I have a designated shot glass over here. It's a Seattle Seahawks shot glass that stays by the sink and that's how I clean my coils off, because it works every time.
That would be for Kanthal and nichrome, but not nickel. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that video was for nickel. That was nickel. He was showing how to how you can steam clean your nickel coils. Because usually when I clean my Kanthal coils, I just dry burn them. Even though they say dry burning Kanthal's, bad, I still do it. I've been doing it for years, so.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I do it all the time too.
I like glow them, rinse them under, like hold them under the faucet. Not the whole mod, just the coils. Then go back and forth. My buddy didn't. He heard me say he heard half of what I told him when I told him how to do that, and he kept the power button on when he put it under the faucet, and then he was wondering why his mod didn't work after that. I'm like, you shorted the whole thing. You fried it out. Don't do that.
No, that was actually for Kanthal nichrome.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Oh, I could have swore he did it for nickel.
No.
Nope. I plugged his video when I was doing my video. I'm like, check out Nate's video, because he does a really good job at showing you how to do it. I thought it was for nickel.
No,
oopsie.
Nichrome.
My bad.
I would probably just rebuild if it was nickel, or I guess running it under, like, just rinsing them.
Yeah, that's another reason why I really don't like to build with nickel anymore, because it's like high maintenance. You can't really clean it, and it's my whole thing with nickel is, like, when you build it, trying to get a successful build without the post screws cutting through the wire. Then once you get that, it's like better hope you ain't got a hot spot, because you can't dry burn them, and it's way too. And then on top of that, the coil only lasts about a few days until you got to clean it, and technically you can't really clean them that well, so you got to rebuild it.
Yeah.
The Kanthal coil, I mean, I've used Kanthal coils. There was one I had a Clapton coil in. I used it for a straight month, even though that's a little too long to use a coil for. But yeah, I've used it for a straight month. I just dry burn it like every couple days, but with nickel you can't do that.
But I have the same problem on titanium. The coils just gank up so quickly.
Yeah, and then you got to make a new coil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Titanium is the same. I don't know.
the vape isn't that like dramatically better with nickel or titanium for me to even want to bother doing that with.
Yeah.
I mean, if the vape was like so much better, then I would see, like, all right, I'll do it, but it's not that much better.
The one I have been using on titanium mode is the decodes wire, because it lasts longer. It doesn't gank up so quickly. I don't know why. So for titanium mode, I'm always using the decodes wire. I need to purchase more.
I've never used. I tried titanium once and then I never used it again.
That's the ferrous titanium.
Yeah, nickel ferrous wire. Yeah.
Yeah, titanium seems like a slow launch into the world. I just don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it yet.
I'm just so surprised they actually put the features in mods already. They put titanium, settings inside of mods already so soon.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping stainless steel temperature control will be better, but you need to wait.
Well, stainless steel is definitely nice to vape on. Like I said, in those crown coils, man, you get an awesome flavor off of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And G-plat wire for RDAs. G-plat wire is stainless steel, like food grade.
But I think I'm gonna try stainless steel temperature control on the smoke, because the smoke has you can adjust the temperature coefficient on the smoke also. So I think I'm gonna test some stainless steel on temperature control.
Daniel, where do you order stainless steel that's good for vaping, that's good for building? Where do you order that kind of wire?
I'm ordered mine from Vapnf, is zivipf.com. They have a whole bunch of wires. It is a German company, but also on Spain Cigar they have it.
On where?
Spain Cigar.
SpainCigar.com.
Yeah.
I got these.
I think it's UD wire.
I got 30-foot spools from Vapor DNA. I think they were like $7 a piece.
Awesome.
That's good
For
price.
stainless.
Did those say Ude on them?
Yeah, Ude makes this stainless steel. It's 316L stainless steel.
Yeah, they make a bunch of wire.
Yeah,
What,
I got 24 gauge, 26 gauge.
what was that website again, Daniel?
zivipf.com.
Okay.
Ude also makes, I saw them at the show, they had these packages with pre-made Claptons that look really clean.
Yep, they're awesome. Got one right here.
Nice.
I come like that.
Very cool. Oh, it's a whole spool of just a Clapton
Yeah,
strand?
just spool of Clapton.
How about that?
Nice.
Pretty nice.
With a scrunchie on there.
Yep, I got a scrunchie to hold it in place.
What the hell, man? I thought you were using those fancy spool holders.
Yeah, right. I use them when they start working.
Oh.
Doo-doo.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. See,
There you go.
we're getting out of line here.
Slacking on your macking, man.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, we've hit that 2-hour mark.
Cool.
I know we're not supposed to be regulated on time, but I think 2 hours is pretty good. Appreciate everybody coming on again, and congratulations to JPS. And next week we'll do this again and see who's going to win the big liquor-looking box thing. 'Cause that's what it
Let
looks
me
like
show
to
that
me.
one more time.
Yeah, look at Andrew got his hand up. He wants his hands on that one.
I'm gonna win it.
Oh, you want to? I vaped all the juice during the show.
Oh, okay.
It's all gone.
Well, and one bottle's broke, so
Still there.
you're gonna get 4.5 bottles. So
Oh, their business cards are in there too. All right.
Oh, nice.
Blue Label Elixir.
Cool.
That is nice.
Well, thanks everybody for watching, and we will be catching y'all next week. Any last thoughts or shit you want to throw in real quick?
Just saying, I'm doing temperature control on stainless steel, just as I said.
Ooh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us all about that next week, man. Don't
Okay.
break
All
that cube. Don't break that. Tonight. All right. Bye-bye,
All right,
guys.
everybody out there in YouTube land, just like Mark would say, we're out of here. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.